Today, we are going to continue the previous lesson, Lesson 1, Arrival of the Europeans to India. So this is in continuation. In the previous part, we learned about the Europeans, Portuguese, Dutch, British and the French who arrived in India. Portuguese arrived in about 1498. End of 15th century came the Dutch, closely followed by the British and then the French. But they all came as traders to India to trade for spice. Out of this, each of them, their factories, they fortified their factories. Intention was very clear that they want to expand their rule in India. Out of the British were the most successful among them. The Dutch and the Portuguese were defeated. They were still at war with the French when the British were in India. British started trade in Bengal in 1651 CE. British, they were given permission to trade in Bengal. And Aurangzeb, the Mughal emperor, Shah Jahan gave them permission to trade in Bengal after the Portuguese were removed, and Aurangzeb gave them the permission for free trade. But condition was they had to pay an annual payment as tax. They didn't have to pay taxes. We pay taxes for everything. Anything you buy, there are income tax, house tax, taxes are there. Even now we have the GST. Taxes are paid so that the government can run. Same way, Aurangzeb gave them free trade, but they had to pay an annual payment for trade. But the Britishers took the advantage of this. What did they do? They started, the British officers, they started their individual trade, private trade, and they didn't pay even for that. So private trade was done and they paid no taxes for that. So the Nawabs of Bengal, they started losing the revenue, the taxes, and as a result, they objected to that. Murshid Quli Khan, then the next Nawab, his son Alivardi Khan, and after that, the next Nawab, Siraj-ud-Daulah. All of them, they opposed the British officers not paying the taxes. But the British never paid the taxes. Only one, East India Company, paid the annual tax. So they opposed. From 1651 to Siraj-ud-Daulah, these Nawabs, they lost. Siraj-ud-Daulah became the crowned king on 1756. So long they were trading without, the officers traded without paying taxes, personal trade. So Siraj-ud-Daulah also had conflicts with the British and for non-payment of tax. So he made a rule. He said no fortification of forts. And the British, first thing was no fortification of forts. Second, to pay the taxes. And third, they had to trade according to the Nawab's rules and conditions. They never listened. So as a result, Siraj-ud-Daulah sent an army and sent the British forces from Kolkata, which is at present now known as Kolkata. From Calcutta, he removed them. Robert Clive, who was the head of the British East India Company, he was at Madras. When he came to know about it, he came to Calcutta. And so Siraj-ud-Daulah and Robert Clive, they had a battle. The battle was known as the Battle of Plassey, which was fought in the year 1757. So the Battle of Plassey was fought between the Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Daulah, and the British East India Company under the leadership of Robert Clive. Now it so happened the English, they came from England, so far off. So they had a small army. Their army was very small compared to the Nawabs. Nawab, they were living in India, in Kolkata, so their army was large. Now Robert Clive, he was very clever. He knew that he could not fight against the huge army of Siraj-ud-Daulah. So he adopted wicked means. First thing, Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar was the commander-in-chief of Siraj-ud-Daulah. He bribed Mir Jafar. How? He bribed him saying that if you don't fight for Siraj-ud-Daulah, boycott his army, then Robert Clive would make Mir Jafar the next Nawab of Bengal. So Mir Jafar accepted the bribe and he betrayed his king Siraj-ud-Dawla. Result was Siraj-ud-Dawla was defeated and he was murdered with the help of Mir Jafar. The British won the war. The Battle of Plassey is considered to be a very important war because this turned the history of India. Battle of Plassey was the first war that the British fought on the Indian soil against the Indian. So long they used to fight with the French, Dutch and the Portuguese for their territory. But Battle of Plassey was the first war that the British fought on the Indian land, and Robert Clive defeated the Nawab. So this is said to be the turning point in the history of India. Now, as promised by Robert Clive, Mir Jafar was made the king. Do you think he would be the king who had all the powers? Definitely not. He was a puppet in the hands of the British. He was used as a puppet. He had to follow the rules. The British again did not pay the taxes. So again Mir Jafar complained about it and he protested. When he protested, his son-in-law Mir Qasim, son-in-law means his daughter's husband, son-in-law, Mir Qasim was made the Nawab of Bengal. Now Mir Qasim also had the problem of non-payment of taxes. He also complained about it, but the British paid no heed. So Mir Qasim in 1763, he fought a war against the British. He was defeated, but he escaped. Later on, Mir Qasim, the Nawab of Bengal, Shuja-ud-Dawla, the Nawab of Awadh, and Shah Alam, the Mughal emperor, who was the Mughal emperor at that time, these three, they joined their forces. And the combined forces fought against the British East India Company. But the British East India Company won the war. This war they won it, and British became the political power in India. They came as traders, and with the money they got from the revenue and the agricultural product of prosperous Bengal, they could get lots of wealth and they became the political power of India. And as you proceed, we'll see in the next lessons how they conquered the rest of India. Thank you.